Welcome to Truth and Transcendence. All the episodes are on truthandtranscendence.com. So I didn't expect this to end up being something I would talk about on the show, which is a few weeks ago, I let go of my cleaners. And I thought, okay, I need to let go of these people for various reasons. And I didn't do anything about replacing them. And I didn't do anything about really deciding what I was going to do, or am I going to do my own cleaning or whatever. And I just left it. I was having a bit of a break. I just relaxed. And it wasn't long before the house was just in disarray and really needing cleaning. And I had a chat with a friend, a male friend, and he said, why don't you just do what I do? Just, live there. And if you notice something that just really is annoying you, clean that and leave the rest. And he said, that probably won't work for you. Being a woman, you probably want to be a bit more, a bit more organized. And I said, I'm just going to try that. I'm just going to try that. And I ended up in my workspace and I completely let go of the rest of the house and thought, I'm just going to clean up in here. I'm just going to, there's a table here that needs a very thorough cleaning, that hasn't been given a thorough cleaning for a while, an old wooden table. There's a corner here where there are cat hairs sort of stuck on a curtain. I'm going to get those off. And I just went around the whole room, laundered some throws and put them back, put fresh flowers, just did what I wanted to do in that room, which took me about a day to do. And it felt lovely in there, very fresh. It was almost as if all the air had been renewed as well, which probably it had because the window had been open. And I noticed a really interesting thing when I went back downstairs to have lunch. The kitchen and the living room were exactly the same as last time I'd seen them, needing a clean. And I didn't mind. It didn't matter. And it was because of what I'd done in the room I had been in. That I was really happy with and satisfied with. And so I called up my friend and he said, yes, that's exactly the experience he has. He never, ever feels overwhelmed by what's got to be done with the cleaning. Okay, so anyone who's rolling their eyes now thinking, oh my God, Catherine, I really do not care about cleaning. There is a point to this. And what I've been reminded of with this, because at first I thought, well, why is that this makes such a difference to how I feel psychologically and emotionally in my home, just kind of sorting out one corner of it. And I realized it's something to do with how satisfaction and dissatisfaction works in my system, and maybe in yours and other people's as well, which is when we're really satisfied with something we've engaged with, that we've been able to do, that we've done to our satisfaction. It may not be perfect, it may not be 100%, but we've done it to our satisfaction. It changes our perception of everything else. And that really, really struck me. Because something else I've noticed in my life is that times when I have been most inclined to complain or moan or whine or bitch about what other people are doing or what's happening in the world possibly, or what my family's doing or my friends are doing or my community's doing, or even what my government is doing. Those have been the times when I'm not as fully satisfied with my own engagement with my own life. And in the bit that I can affect and that I do affect and the bit that I've focused on. That kind of expression of dissatisfaction has tended to be a reflection of a lack of satisfaction with myself in my own life. So this is not to say that anyone who complains about anything is fundamentally dissatisfied with their own life. But it is to say, if you find yourself in that mode of feeling a bit dissatisfied, grumpy, fed up with things outside of yourself, maybe have a look and say, well, What are you engaging with in your life? And are you satisfied with the degree to which you're doing that and how you're doing that? Are you happy with it? Is it actually a good feeling for you? Someone came yesterday to do some work in the garden, and the garden also had completely exploded with the lovely warm weather and the rain that we've had. And it just looked completely disheveled, and it looked like it would take 5 days' work to get it to any semblance of okayness. And it was just overwhelming for me and for him. And I said, look, could you just do this bit round the entranceway coming in the gate? And could you just do this path down the left-hand side of the garden and this path down the right-hand side and the path that cuts across the bottom of the garden? Could you just clear those? That will probably take you all day. And his brow cleared and the overwhelm lifted. He said, yeah, I can do that. Off he went. I could hear him out there beavering away with various bits of equipment. And I came out at the end, and the whole experience of the place was transformed because of those very limited sections that he'd cleared very well. And the rest of the overwhelming overgrowth and madness of the garden suddenly had a completely different vibe to it because of that. So this for me is an extremely refreshing realization and insight. It means that I can actually disengage from anything that says I've got to get everything done. It's all got to be perfect until it's all done and in order and sorted out. That's not good enough. No, that's actually not true. Sometimes it's true, but most of the time it's not true. What I can actually do is focus on one thing, do that to the best of my ability, to my own level of satisfaction, and just receive the gift of that. And just notice how that then affects and lifts my perception of the rest of my life. So that's my little gift to you for now. If you are a conscious, spirit-led leader or coach or practitioner, if you've reached that point where you feel called to step deeper into your calling and maybe even bring more life to it, you might enjoy a clarity call with me. So just go to beingspace.world/clarity. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.